Welcome back to Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're broadcasting right here from our sports center in Lagos, Nigeria. We're taking a look at what's going on with football in Nigeria. We saw pictures of Super Eagles technical advisor, Gernot Raw. We saw second vice president of the NFF, Shehu Diko. They were inspecting the facility at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. We're just taking a look. I mean, if you're to host a world-class competition, it must be at a facility that can handle a competition of that magnitude. So hopefully the Nigerian Football Federation will take a look at it again and ensure that the right things are done. We'll get on with the show now, still with football. I have this press release from the NFF Communications Department. It says, crisis resolution. NFF praises presidency, FEC, others for bringing peace.
It's yeah, well, it's good. The peace is good, Austin, and you just wish we can be once and for all. It's becoming comedy of errors, really. It's becoming something where it's quite laughable, really, Austin. When you think about the fact that someone was telling me yesterday, just wait for another 4 years. Just wait for another 4 years, and we hope that this doesn't happen again, really, because our football is so precious. Our football is so. It's so wonderful. It's something that it's not just a unifying factor. We know it is, really. It's a massive unifying factor, but it's something that it's business. Football is massive business. It is huge business. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you cannot just come out because of some disagreements or some misunderstandings, and football is not growing in our nation. Our players playing in the MPFL, I said earlier, have been the worst hit because they're not getting an opportunity to practice what they know how to do best, and it's quite sad. And we've got to give the presidency credit, really, for stepping in because, and in all honesty, Austin, we expected that the presidency will step in because nobody wants to see Nigeria banned. I mean, in the CAF Confederation Cup, if Nigeria were banned, it would mean that they will automatically be knocked out of the CAF Confederation Cup. It would mean that our league will not go on. It would mean that so many things, like, while participation in the AFCON qualifier would be suspended. So a lot of things could have gone wrong with the FIFA ban. But why we always wait till there's a threat hanging over our heads before we can put our house in order?
Series of letters. Yes, the letters after letters saying, Nigeria, what are you doing? Do the right things. And look, it even goes beyond the business. I rate the passion sometimes. And keep 10 persons, keep 10 Nigerians in a group that are talking fun. Football must pass through that discussion. So you need to protect such a brand. You need to consolidate on such a brand because it can create magic for you. That's what athletics is doing for Jamaica.
It's huge, and it's something that you have to recognize. You have to sit down and understand that sometimes you will not agree. Sometimes you will not get into in a position where you have to accept what the other person is doing. Sometimes the wrongs will be done. Sometimes things will not be done the right way. But the important thing is ensuring that the purpose, the unity of the game is sustained, and everyone has a purpose of ensuring that football is getting better and not retrogressing in our nation. So it's not an emotional thing. It's about the passion we have for the game here. It's not just Nigeria. It's an African thing. There's so much passion for football on the African continent. So when you get into a position where you are either impairing or stopping or truncating the growth of football in the nation, you're calling for trouble, really, Austin, because I said it earlier, and I'm not afraid to repeat it. Football is bigger than any individual in this nation. It's massive. It's so big. You know, it has outlived so many generations, and it will continue to outlive so many generations. So it's something that you cannot touch. You cannot play with it.
We remember what this country has done with football in 1980, and we smile. Hello, 1980, when we won the first AFCON. It makes you smile. You remember Atlanta 96, you cry.
Austin,
you cry. So
Austin, in 2013, I was in Abu Dhabi. I was in Abu Dhabi to watch the Kelechi Iheanacho on the 17 team. And guess what? Every guy from that place, from Dubai, from Abu Dhabi, the very first thing they say to you is, hi, Nigeria. The next thing you hear is Okocha, Kano Anko, Victor Ikpeba.
Wow.
Now, this is a massive brand. Every time you go out of Nigeria and you meet people, they are more likely to recognize our football heroes. Are more likely to recognize Mikel Obi. And that's how big football is in our nation. And these guys have been able to export our football to the highest level possible. So if you come out and say, we cannot play football in this nation, you will be calling for war. You're calling for war because how do we sit down and not watch football? How do we sit down and not talk about football? How do we sit down? And Austin, in all honesty, I'm sure you will not admit to this, but Austin, how would you feel if you come on this show every week and you're not talking about football?
I'm telling people sorry. I'm telling them sorry. No, but I can sustain my show without football.
I know, but
talk about other sports, but I know the interest is football.
Yeah.
And sometimes people want. Look, you said something about how people want to talk about. You talk about football lately. They laugh. Right after that laugh is a frown because they go back and like, this country has produced world-class heroes. Let's talk about persons that have played the game and then there are no more. Oh, God bless his soul. Rashidi Yekini was like, what's going on? This is the game we played that gave us names. The daughter said that she went to Setúbal and she was brought out to the stadium. Your dad was a legend. In Portugal.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because when you think about things like that, also, it's just quite refreshing to be Nigerian. And I'm very proud of what Nigerians, our footballers, have done for this nation. They put our nation in the map. And you've got to respect what these footballers have done. And it's untouchable. Football is a sacrosanct. You cannot play with it. You cannot. It's too huge a game for you to mess with. And it's something where you're thinking about the NPFL players. I feel for them. You see some of them going on social media and literally begging, get our football back. We want to be out there playing on the field. We want to be competing. We enjoy the adventure of traveling. When Akwa United go to Plateau and then Nasarawa United travel all the way to Lagos to play MFM, they love the adventure. They love the excitement of playing football. It's what makes them happy. You have to give them that opportunity, and it's not just fair, Austin. And we're happy. We're really happy. We hope that this happiness will be sustained.
So now that the NFF, they are thanking the presidency, thanking FEC and every other person, how about you listen to the players and also do something for the fans? The fans are asking, when are you bringing back the league? Also, we need an announcement soon, you know. So people, because I mean, it's a source of livelihood to some people. It is. When you look at the stadium, you know, at the World Cup, every venue I went to, the moment you get to the city, you feel the economics of the World Cup.
Yeah.
That what the World Cup has done for Volgograd is supposed to be a rural part of Russia. But look at what the World Cup did to Volgograd. Open it up. Even when Nigeria played in Cuiabá in Brazil, it was more or less like a village. But football made it a big worldwide city now. That's what we should be doing with our football.
It's quite very, very out there for everyone to understand the importance of football and the importance of sports generally. It's just quite wonderful. And it's something that you hope really that we would be able to understand that football isn't just a game, isn't just entertainment. When we see the other
organize it, let somebody win.
Yeah, it's not just about
bring
that.
The teams together.
It's becoming like a religion, really. It's a huge religion, and it's a religion that nobody castigates. It's a religion where everybody are friends, everybody are brothers, everyone has.
There's a comedy on the internet. This is a wrap up. They said they asked the guy, "Do you know England?" He said, "You mean EPL?"
It's quite simple.
It's that big. Like the EPL is almost, you can call it EPL. You know England already.
And guess what? I was talking to a friend who lives in the UK a few years ago, and I was telling him some places in the UK. He asked me, "Have you been to the UK before?" I said, "No." He said, "So how did you know all these places?" I said, "I follow the EPL. I follow the EPL so I can stay in Nigeria."
Go to the street, you hear persons not just call the city, but the name of the stadium. You call the club, they tell you the stadium. They name the players.
It's football.
People sat down and made it a brand. They did serious work. They were passionate and they put words into action. It's not just talk.
And guess what, Austin? We can make the NPFL like that. We could make the NNL like that. It's just about a commitment, a will, a desire to make our football a brand. It's something. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the English Premier League was not a massive brand. It wasn't.
We
it wasn't
grew up with the Bundesliga.
We
grew up with the Serie A.
Serie A.
Then they said, no, how can we get them talking?
You know, it's something that you sit down and think about it, and no credit to the LMC, really. It's better than what was obtainable 10 years ago, you know, honestly. So you've got to give credit to the LMC. We've got to do more. We have to do more to make sure our football is out there. I don't want to hear Nigerian players leave Nigeria and go to trials in Sweden, in Norway. It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful. Shouldn't be happening. Because we've got so much talent in our nation.
We play in Sudan.
You know, it shouldn't be happening. It's not because there's a lack of talent. It's not because there's a lack of quality. It's just that the league is not marketable enough. It's not the brand it should be. And we know we'll get there someday. And we give credit to the powers that be. And this is what we're saying. Let there be a commitment to make our football grow and not retrogress.
Isn't that enough talk? League management company, that's the next announcement we should be hearing. When is the league returning? That's word on the streets right now. The league should come back. Our players should get busy again. We should get talking about football every week. That's very important. Let's get on with the show now. Let you know that if Nigeria had not done what FIFA asked for, this would have been the case. FIFA has appointed a normalization committee for the Uruguayan Football Association. Uruguayan football has been in crisis since July, when President Wilmer Valdez, who had been favored to win a new term in a vote, abruptly resigned. The World Football Governing Body, FIFA, says the committee will review the AUF statutes and conduct elections of a new executive committee. The mandate of the normalization committee will end on February the 28th, 2019. It shouldn't have come to this, but there were people that were saying, let it come, let's just end this. Let it just go, you know.
And it's quite funny, you know, you just listen to fans and they were calling the bluff of FIFA, let this ban come, let this ban come. But the truth of the matter is that once the reality dawns on you that football is on a standstill in the nation, that's when people start to feel the effect of it. So it shouldn't have come to this, quite honestly. But, you know, a few people were trying to think, oh, maybe FIFA is just playing or they're just joking. But when the reality comes through, and it's just something that I'm sure they will sit down and get their acts in order. And Austin, this should never happen. Football should not be going through all this mess. It shouldn't be going through all this too much talk and too much argument and too much disagreement and all of that. But get the football going. Let football have its peace. Let the entertainment go on. Let's see a striker smash the ball into the top corner from 30 yards. Let's see that goalkeeper make that amazing save. That's what we want to see as fans of the game.
As fans of the game, the World Cup just ended. Would have loved to, you know, sit down, have Mikel Obi right there, have 2 or 3 players, have the technical advisor and say, how about you give us the World Cup experience? And we say ways that we can improve. Because somebody will be thinking that the next World Cup is far away. No, it's not.
It is not.
2018 is already gone.
It's already gone. And also, you're quite spot on with that, because after the World Cup, we should have been sitting down and saying what went wrong. You know, maybe get a first-hand experience from the players and find out how did we not get out of that group, and how did we throw it away in the dying embers of the game, and sit down and talk about the future and talk about how we can get the game better. And next time at the World Cup, we should be going out there. We're a big football nation. We've got the talent. We've got the individuals. We should be getting out of the group stage of the World Cup. And amazingly, we came back fighting. We came back struggling.
We could have robbed minds. Yes, we didn't get to the round of 16, but how did we lose it to an Argentine team that wasn't so fantastic? That Messi scored just 1 goal against Nigeria. How about we sit down and talk about technicalities? How about we sit down and say, okay, now we've done this. How about those young players that didn't go to the World Cup? Can we start thinking of ways we use them for the AFCON qualifier? There's a lot we can do in here.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, these things are not rocket science. We keep saying it. It's something that sometimes the unity, it's very important. Unity is quite very necessary when you're...
purpose, actually.
Unity of purpose, really. We've got to sit down and say, football is a key thing here. We may have disagreements, we may fight over power, we may fight over seats, but football is the key thing. And every time we have an argument, every time we have a disagreement, football has to always win.
Has to always win. Your back. Totally agree with you. Before we wrap up the show, let me give you this information. A former France forward, Thierry Henry, has agreed to become the coach of Bordeaux. Remember, Henry, after the World Cup, said, look, I want to face coaching big time. He loved the experience he had with Belgium. Henry would enjoy the stellar club career with Arsenal and Barcelona. Had been assistant coach for the Belgian national team. He replaces former Uruguay international Gus Poyet at the helm of the top division club. Bordeaux's next game comes against Henry's first professional club, Monaco, on Sunday. What a way to start.
It would be surreal, really. And Thierry Henry, great guy, amazing footballer in his time, and I'm sure in the next few months, as a top manager, as a manager of a top European club, he will get to realize that playing football is quite different from being the manager, being on the touchline. On the football field, he will be running into space and receiving the ball and putting it in the net. As a manager, you'll be telling the guy, this is what you have to do.
And if you give you questions, look, I've done this thing. What's wrong with you? I know what I'm saying.
So it will be wonderful. Yeah. When he really starts is that Bordeaux job against Monaco. What a dream start it would be. And to get that win over Bordeaux against Monaco, dreamland.
It will be very tough for you. Also to Andrew Neobong, thank you so much. Always a delight to have you around.
Thank you.
And of course to you, wherever you are in the world watching Sports Tonight on channels, television, the conversation doesn't end now. We've opened a thread on our social media platforms. We're asking you, how can football in Nigeria be developed? Let's get that conversation going on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels IFN Sports. That's the show for the team. I'm Austin Okonak, and sports is so much fun. So in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.